Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, we are tracking a developing situation in Tennessee right now. The accomplices of a dangerous wanted man have been caught.
A happy ending to a stressful search. A man missing in Harrison County has been found alive.
And today at Keeneland, you can get a sample of the Breeders' Cup. We'll tell you how coming up in a live report.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT and welcome in on this Thursday here at 5 o'clock. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It feels pretty decent out there right now. You know, no issues like yesterday's rain.
Right. We had some of that wind whipped around here and there, but things are calm at the moment. Let's see if that holds. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, it really depends on where you are. Southeastern zones, eastern zones, it feels really nice, but you're also getting some rain out and about. That stretches anywhere from the end of the Mountain Parkway to Howard Rogers Parkway and all the way down south. If you're looking back toward the north and the west, there's no rain, but the front's now moving on in. Now we're at 50 degrees here in Lexington, 61 Middlesboro, 42 Covington. All depends on where you are as you walk outside this morning. 58 degrees by this afternoon. It's mainly dry. We're getting the rain on out of here and also those winds as well. But we're dropping those temperatures overnight tonight and into tomorrow, and then we're bringing in a little rain for the weekend. We got a lot to talk about, and I'll have that in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you. A developing story that we're tracking out of Tennessee right now. Federal and state authorities have caught two people believed to have been on the run with Floyd Cook.
Cook is a native of Marion County and wanted for shooting at officers in Tennessee and Kentucky. Police say he's still at large. A massive manhunt is underway. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain's at our live desk this morning with more on this. Who's been arrested?
Yeah, the two arrested are Troy Wayne and his associate Katie McCarty. We told you about Wayne yesterday. Now, police suspected that he has been with Cook during their search efforts. The two were arrested following a massive search in White House, Tennessee for Kentucky fugitive Floyd Cook. Cook has been on the run since last weekend after he shot at Tennessee and Kentucky police. Officials with the U.S. Marshals said law enforcement had been investigating a certain vehicle believed to be driven by Cook's associate Troy Wayne. Officials stopped that vehicle during a traffic stop on I-65. The driver then crashed into a law enforcement car, and police say the driver then tried to run over an officer. That officer fired shots in self-defense. The suspects drove off and the pursuit began. Officers eventually were able to capture 35-year-old McCarty, who has a criminal past including an existing warrant out for her arrest for attempted murder. Troy Wayne was later located and taken into custody. Now, Floyd Cook is still on the loose. His whereabouts is unknown at this time. Police say he is considered to be armed and dangerous. They urge anyone to call 911 immediately if you see him. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Michelle. A positive ending to a very stressful search. An elderly Central Kentucky man who was missing for days has been found alive inside his wrecked vehicle. Investigators think he'd been in that car the entire time. Emergency crews rescued Wilbur Harrod yesterday afternoon off White Oak Pike in Harrison County. The man's family and police say he was very lucky to have been found.
And now that I see the bank, I understand why no one didn't see him. It's like he just and was gone. You know, over the bank.
To me, somewhat of a miracle that he was spotted, because I don't believe in his age and his medical condition he would have made it up to the roadway.
Hiding in plain sight, authorities and family members told us they expect Harrod to be okay, but at last check he was listed in critical condition at UK Hospital.
Police have arrested a Richmond man on dozens of child pornography charges. They took 26-year-old Joshua Hicks into custody yesterday afternoon after a joint operation by the FBI and state police. WKYT was there as police and the FBI raided Hicks's home on Brittany Circle in Richmond. An FBI spokesperson told us that Hicks has been charged with 30 counts of possessing child pornography. Richmond police have released more information about a shooting that killed one person and injured two others. They say now that 22-year-old Joshua Brown shot Steve Thomas Martin and Martin's 21-year-old daughter before shooting himself in the head. The shooting happened Monday afternoon along Jason Drive near the Eastern Bypass. Martin died. Police say his daughter was shot in the leg and is out of the hospital. Brown was taken to UK Hospital, his condition not known. Friends say he's the daughter's ex-boyfriend. Police say they do not know what led to the shooting.
Well, if you want to attend the Breeders' Cup in Lexington but you can't get tickets, you're not alone.
Right. Today, though, Keeneland is giving you an opportunity to get a prelude of the Breeders' Cup. WKYT's Mark Barber joining us live bright and early from Keeneland with a look at today's races. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Bill. It's one of the most prestigious thoroughbred racing events in the world, and it is finally here. Of course, the actual Breeders' Cup World Championship starts tomorrow, but today they're going ahead and giving you a little preview of what you can expect. Now, it's going to get an early start out here at the track today, as we're expecting a lot of these contenders to be out here for their workouts. The racetrack action is getting started early today. We're expecting American Pharaoh, the Triple Crown winner, to work out on the track this morning. Now, this will be a special day of racing here at Keeneland with some high-dollar events. The action is kicking off with the $100,000 Lafayette Stakes. Now, a number of the contenders in the Breeders' Cup will be in the paddock between races, giving people a chance to see them. Now, Keeneland parking and transportation will run just like it will for the Breeders' Cup. While parking will be limited to those with parking passes, for today only, there will also be special parking available on the hill, which is a designated tailgating area, and that will just cost you $5. Otherwise, those shuttles will be running fans to Keeneland from the Horse Park and Rupp Arena. Now, gates will open at 11 a.m. The first post is at 12:30, so you will want to leave plenty of time to get here, whether you are taking a shuttle or parking. Now, unlike the sold-out Breeders' Cup, Bill, as you were just mentioning, tickets are still available for today's Prelude event. So if you want to come out here, get a little preview of what's to come, you still have that chance. They've got seating tickets available at the ticket office. You can also get those general admission gate passes at any of the gates that you come in through. That's the latest here from Keeneland. I'm Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, a little sneak peek and a good price. Thank you very much. The new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll finds Democrat Jack Conway keeping his lead over Republican Matt Bevin, and independent Drew Curtis continues to gain little traction. It's 45% for Conway, 40% for Bevin, and 6% for Curtis. 1 in 10 people remain undecided. For Bevin, the Bluegrass poll found that his challenge is that more people, 38%, have an unfavorable opinion of him than hold a favorable one. Conway scored the best on our honesty question. 37% of those polled said he was the most honest candidate. 2 of the hot topics in the race, Bevin's stand that teachers should be allowed to carry guns at schools. In the poll, the majority, 52% of Kentuckians, disagree with him on that. Plus, the future of Kentucky's expansion of Medicaid benefits implemented by outgoing Governor Steve Beshear. The majority, 54%, say the next governor should maintain that. For more Bluegrass poll results, complete details, go to WKYT.com.
New this morning, a pharmaceutical company is recalling an injector, and this is used to treat allergic reactions. They say they could deliver the wrong size dose. The company, Sanofi, is recalling its AUVI-Q epinephrine auto-injectors. A representative says there have been 26 cases of suspected malfunctions but no deaths. The representative says that those who have one of the recalled injectors gets a prescription for a new, different device.
The jockeys riding in the Breeders' Cup traded silks for spirits. Paulie's Toasted Barrel in downtown Lexington hosted Jock Tales. The jockeys spent the evening as bartenders collecting tips for the Permanently Disabled Jockey Fund. Organizers say it's a cause close to the jockeys' hearts. Jock Tales has also helped raise money before such events as the Kentucky Derby and the Indianapolis 500. Like a fun time down there.
Yeah, good times.
WKYT this morning. We're just getting started on your Thursday. The time is 5:08.
Pets in your engagement photo shoot. Not an original idea necessarily, but this little dog made sure he was the star instead of his owners.
And we're looking at that rain, trying to get it on out of here. Once it moves out, then we're looking for a pretty good looking day in store, but much colder weather. I'll show you that forecast coming up.